Hello dear friends, in today's video I will show my game against Nikitenko Mihail, second round of Sharjah Masters. I was white, my opponent's rating was about 25-30 plus. So let's go. Yes, I went d4. Yes, I wanted to surprise my opponent, and here usually he was playing knight f6 or d5. He also surprised me with e6. Yes, and yes, I was thinking about to go e4, but then we would transpose to French. I played c4, knight f6, knight f3, d5, g3, and this is what I prepared. Recently he had a game against Daniel Dubov. Yes, bishop e7, bishop g2, short castle, and here in his game against Dubov he went c6, bishop f4. Yes, and after c6 I prepared knight c3. Yes, and he had a couple of games here with a5, and my prep here was to go rook e1. Yes, he played knight bd7. This I also checked, queen d3 with the ideas to go e4. b6, e4, and here he had choice. He could go d takes e, knight takes e4, knight takes e4, queen e4, bishop b7. He could also go d takes e, knight e4, bishop b7. He could also go bishop a6. If I'm not mistaken, during first round, Daneshvar Bardia had this position against Alexei Sarana, and Alexei played bishop a6, b3, d takes e, knight e4, and b5. Yes, bishop a6, b3, and here I knew that d takes e, knight e4, b5 is the move what modern engines are showing. Yes, my opponent went rook c8, and I played rook d1. Yes, I started thinking about e5, d takes c, b takes c, knight d5 comes, and opponent is threatening already c5 to play. If knight e4, then anyway c5 comes. Yes, knight g5 ideas are not really working because of simply g6, and if I go queen b3 attacking knight on d5, then knight b4 comes. Let's say a3, knight is going c6 back, and I don't think black has any problems, but I really took a lot of time. I was also considering going a4. Yes, with rook c8 my opponent of course prepares some c5. So rook d1 I played, and here I was again thinking about d takes e, knight e4, b5, or even d takes knight e4, queen e4, b5. Yes, always c5 ideas are not possible because knight takes c5 simply comes. Yes, he went c5, e takes d, knight b5. And I was already optimistic about my position, because whenever he takes bishop b5, c takes b, despite doubled pawns on b5, my structure is good. Yes, black always should be careful of not allowing any knight e5, knight c6 ideas. Yes, here he went c takes d4. Yes, knight takes d4. Yes, pawn on a7 always is hanging. Yes, my opponent here went knight c5. I was also thinking about d takes c, but I was fine with b takes c, and I think white is doing well. Yes, knight c5, and here I'm not sure about my decision of going queen c2. I had some other squares also to go. For example, queen e2 was interesting. I played queen c2 and queen d7. Yes, whenever bishop b5, first of all, knight b5 ideas are there. I can also take c takes b and then jump with the knight to c6. Yes, queen d7 attacking the protecting the pawn on a7. I went bishop b2. Yes, and I was already thinking about to go a4, maybe rook ac1. Also, I'm threatening to go knight f5. Yes, knight e4 was played by my opponent. This was slight surprise for me, because now black is threatening to go bishop c5. Yes, and also bishop b5 tactical ideas are threatening, but I managed to found this knight c3, which I liked very much. Yes, now I'm threatening knight e4 and maybe even some knight d5. Yes, knight takes c3, and here I took with the bishop. Yes, if d takes it, then knight c6 finishes the game. My opponent went queen c7. I played already knight f5. Otherwise, d takes c was a threat. D takes c, and here I'm sure that another moves are also fine, but I found this queen d2, which probably finishes the game. Queen g5 is coming. Yes, after spending a lot of time, he went king h8. Yes, I could go queen g5, rook g8, but I decided just to simplify the position. Bishop b4. Yes, queen e8, bishop takes f8, because if rook e1, there is queen d8. So bishop f8, queen f8, rook c1, h6. Yes, I'm sure that many other ways are also there to win the game, but I played queen d6, queen takes d6, rook d6, c takes b, rook c8, bishop c8, a takes b. If I go rook d8, king h7, rook c8, there is b2, and black is even winning. So a takes b, bishop e6 was played, I played b4, g6. Yes, and here I managed to find b5, king g7, rook d4, with the ideas to go rook a4. Yes, king f8, and here not rook a4 because bishop d7 is there, bishop c6. Yes, if rook a7, then bishop b5, if bishop f1, a5, and if bishop c6, maybe some ideas like a5 can be there. So my point was not to trade b5 pawn with a7 and b6 pawns. Yes, I played rook d4, my opponent went king f8, I played bishop c6, king e7, rook a4, king d6, I took on a7, here he played h5, I played f3, g5, h4, yes, king f2 was also fine, h4, g takes, my opponent went knight g8, I played king f2, knight h6, I went bishop e8, stopping all kind of knight f5 ideas. Yes, what did he play? He went bishop d5. I played bishop d7, stopping knight f5. Yes, here he played king c5, king e3, f6. Yes, I think king c5, king e3, f6, king f4, knight f7, bishop e8. Yes, knight e5, bishop h5, king b5, bishop e8, and my opponent here resigned. So let's check with the engine. Let's see what we have. Yes, let's start from here. Yes, rook c8 was the first move I didn't know, and I did not reply. Though I found the second strongest continuation, rook d1. Yes, e5 would have been stronger. D takes c, b takes c, knight d5. Yes, and here, yes, here something like, yes, knight e4, c5. I saw knight e4, knight b4, queen b3, c5. Knight d6, bishop d6, he takes knight c6. Yes, a4. I saw this idea a4 and c5, knight b5. Yes, but I did not like knight b4. And after queen b3, I thought c takes d and black is fine. The point is queen e2 to always have e5 pawn protected after c takes d. Yes, I played rook d1. Yes, here also d takes c, knight e4, b5 was there for my opponent. Yes, the strongest, and he went c5. Yes, c5 was not the strongest. E takes, knight b5. Yes, during the game I thought that if bishop takes b5, c takes b, that structure is perfect for white. Yes, he went c takes d, knight f takes d4. Yes, bishop c5, knight a7, rook c7, but white is already much better. Yes, and here I did not play queen f1, though I was thinking about, I thought about queen f5, g6, and going back queen c2, but not really queen f3. Yes, and queen c2 is not the strongest actually. Yes, queen d7, bishop b2. Yes, white is doing better, but my opponent could continue with rook f e8. Yes, knight e4, knight c3. Yes, bishop b7, I took with the bishop. Yes, and this is already lost for my opponent. Yes, queen c7, I went knight f5, and queen d2 is the strongest. Yes, here I had some other moves. Surprisingly, knight e7 is not what engine recommends. Rook e1, queen g5, rook g8, b4. Yes, but this is also winning. Bishop b4. Yes, my opponent played queen e8, I took. Yes, I played rook c1. Yes, bishop f1 was there. Queen d4, I went queen d6. Takes, c takes b, takes, a takes b. Bishop e6, b4. g6, b5. Bishop c6. Rook a4. Rook takes. Yes, it was. Yes, my opponent did not have any chances. Yes. Thank you very much, dear friends, for watching this video. Today I had technical problems with my camera. That's why you don't see me. Hope upcoming days I will solve that issue. Thank you very much. Hope to see you very, very soon.